Now, Britain and China may not enjoy the smoothest of relationships, but today the Chancellor, George Osborne, has been attempting to persuade more Chinese people to come to the UK. On a trade visit to Beijing with the London Mayor Boris Johnson, he announced a relaxation on visa rules and also called for Britain to embrace investment from what's now the world's second biggest economy. Our political editor, Andy Bell, reports.
Just in case the Chinese hadn't got the message, the Chancellor and the Mayor of London are visiting, and the Prime Minister will be there by the end of the year too. They're all going to drum up business.
I don't want us to try and resist your economic progress. I want Britain to share in it. And I want this week all of us to take the next big step in the relationship between Britain and China.
Last year, the Prime Minister met the Dalai Lama, the symbol of resistance to China's occupation of Tibet. That went down badly. Now the British are hoping China is ready to move on. Chinese investors have already bought into some companies you might think of as being very British. For instance, they own 60% of Weetabix, 9% of Thames Water and 100% of the London Taxi Company. Earlier this year, the Chinese manufacturer Geely took over the factory along with the rest of the company.
It's revitalised the company because we're now in a position to do things that we could never have done before. We've increased the number of employees from 102 to just under 200 today. So we've doubled the number of employees. So it is a good news story for everybody here in Coventry.
And at a time when other visitors are facing more checks to come to the UK, the government's just made it easier for Chinese businesses, students and tourists to come here.
I feel very excited about it because I think many of my friends will come here and will have a good time, and many other Chinese people will get an easier chance to come here in the UK.
Chinese tourists spend about £1,600 on a visit to Britain, much more than the average. To those visitors and to business investors, the British are saying, we are open for business. Andy Bell, 5 News.